time? Where does it go? So much to craft, so much to sew.
Good morning, gifted crafters. It's crafting time.
I swear I can sew a straight line. Got me my buddy who can do it in no time. Hit the pedal to the metal, watch the stitches fly. That's my buddy, it's always by my side. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend. So let me sew to my heart's content, stitching away till the fabric gets spent. Hypnotized up and down the needle goes, thread leaves the bobbin, so does my woes. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching our dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend. There ain't a rip or torn my buddy can't fix. Keep it well oiled, a little TLC, that's the trick. Life with no machine, wouldn't know what to do. Take care of it, he'll take care of you too. So here's to my buddy, it's just me and my machine. Stitching up dreams, yeah, we make quite a team. Together we stitch, yeah, together we mend. Nothing is better than my sewing friend.
Live from the Sunshine State in Miami, Florida, here is the Gifted Crafters Morning Show with Nancy.
Good time. Ooh, time to get our craft on. Ooh, time to have fun. Ooh, time to feel good.
Good morning, Gifted Crafters, and welcome back to the Gifted Crafters Morning Show. Hello, hello out there. Alrighty, I see the chat going away here. We've got people from all over the place. We've got Virginia, we've got North Central Texas, we've got Maryland. Oh boy, we've got Illinois. We've got, let's see, I've got my neighbor here, Miami, Florida. Awesome. Alabama, Missouri. Thank you all for tuning in, and good morning, good morning. All righty, I see everyone is chatting away. Awesome, awesome. We've got Philly here as well. Great, great, great. Okay, so guys, it is just amazing. Here we are for yet another day, and today is Thursday, and I've got a lot of things to show you today, so I'm really excited. We've been just moving right along, and I think we are on target to be completed with our project. That is a Christmas in July project, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that today. And we are hopefully going to just finish it off tomorrow. So that will be the last of it, and it will be the completed step-by-step walkthrough of our project, which is the Holly Jolly Christmas quilt. In case you haven't been watching, that's what we've been working on. And it's an amazing design by Designs by Juju. It's the Holly Jolly Christmas quilt. It's an embroidery design that you can do on a 5x7 hoop. So lots and lots of fun. We changed the colors around and did some little things differently. We used our scan and cut to cut out the applique pieces. So lots of goodies that went through, and we shared all kinds of tips, tricks, and ideas. So if that's something you're into, you're definitely in the right place, whether it be that you're going to give it away as a gift, maybe you want to sell it in your next craft show, or you want to put it on your Etsy shop. There's just all kinds of ways that you can either try to make a little bit of money or, you know, make some gifts for others. Alrighty, yay, good morning from my friends in Canada. Hey, how are ya? Good morning there. And from Australia, awesome. Good morning. Thank you for joining. We've got New Hampshire as well. Awesome, awesome. Yay. Okay. Oh boy, Robin had an awful time last night. I guess she slept awful last night. Lots of coffee this morning. Well, we're gonna head right over to that, right, Robin? Okay, so for those of you who are ready, go ahead and raise your little glasses and let's take a little toast for today, shall we? And of course, if you don't have any, let me just pour you a cup, okay? Let me pour you a cup here. We'll go ahead and get that over for you. I don't know if you'll like one lump or two, but we'll go ahead and get you some coffee or tea or whatever it is you want. We've got it here because our little virtual coffee is here today. So let's go ahead and have some. So I hope that helps you out, Robin. Alrighty, so go ahead and give your little toast, and I'm going to grab a sip myself. And I've got some bread for you. If you want, we can make some bread, and we can make some little biscuits in the morning. Let's kind of, you know, treat ourselves just a little bit so we can see we're cutting away a little bit of bread and having a little bit of snacks. Because, you know, every virtual place has snacks, right? So we've got our snacks and we've got our drinks. Oh, you need two? Oh, no problem. There you go. You've got your second dose of coffee. Okay, so if you're tuning in for the first time, that's just a little fun that we like to have. It's all virtual and we have all kinds of snacks and goodies all the time. So don't worry about it. They're all calorie free and the coffee's great. Okay, so what do we have today? So today I'm going to show you guys, I've got the project at about 90% completed. There is one last row that I still need to put together, but I'm going to show that to you. But I did run out of the red fabric. This was my last one, and I need about 4 of these strips to finish. So I have to kind of go back and cut. I kind of miscounted. I thought I had exactly enough, but I guess I was off. So gotta cut a couple of more there. Everything else I am good with. And then that will finish off the top piece of the quilt. And then today we're going to talk about the backing and the binding, and we're going to do some fabric selections, and you guys are going to help me out on that. I'm also going to share a couple of goodies that I got in the mail. Yay. Those are always fun. Got a couple of things from Fat Quarter Shop, from Amazon, and also wanted to share a couple of clappers that I wanted to show to you that are a little bit different that are out there. They're specific for quilting. So before we do all of that, let's go over to our crafting news because I've got some information to share with you guys. So for our crafting news today, I don't know if some of you may not be aware, if you don't follow Kimberbell Day 2025 is coming up on Saturday, July the 26th, and it's shaping up to be a pretty big day for machine embroidery lovers out there. So that is hosted by Kimberbell Designs, and she's got a free worldwide celebration packed with all kinds of fun. She's got live demos, all kinds of goodies, sneak peeks, behind the scene moments, and yeah, they're going to have a ton of giveaways too. So we're talking about machine embroidery, fabric bundles, and ton of those all all-time favorite Kimberbell goodies. So she's going to have something. The theme this year is called Creativity Blooms, and it's all about letting your imagination kind of grow through stitching. So she's going to have cute project demos and embroidery snap trays, patch totes, and she's even going to have a peek at the new enchanted winter quilt. Ooh, sounds nice, huh? So those of you that are interested, go to kimberbell.com. Yeah, Cindy, you signed up for Kimberbell Day. Yeah, you'll have to sign up in order to be qualified for the giveaways. So go ahead and sign up for that. And that's going to be on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited about that one. And who knows, maybe someone from our group will win a prize. Woo! Okay. Now let's head over to Morristown, Tennessee, because they've got a quilt show that's coming up in August, and it's filled with color, creativity, and community spirit. Now, the Thread and Thimble Quilt Guild is hosting their annual quilt show on Friday, August the 8th from 9 to 6, and then on Saturday, August the 9th from 9 to 4, and that's at the Morristown Hamble Library. Okay, so they're going to have all kinds of quilts on display, from hand-stitched to long arm beauties, kid quilts, wearable arts, art quilts, big and small. And this year's fun challenge theme is faces. So that's going to be pretty cool. Now, you don't have to be in the guild to enter a quilt, so you still have time for that. It's $15 for non-members, and admission to walk through the show is totally free. Okay, there's also a silent auction that's going to be going on, and it's going to be a Tennessee Voles quilt, a Christmas quilt, and a glow-in-the-dark Halloween quilt. How cool is that? Then you're going to be able to shop for handmade items that were made from the guild members. So pretty cool on that one. So mark your calendars if you're in that area. And that's pretty cool. I've got one more here. There's a new sewing shop that opened up in Plano, Texas. So all my Texas people that are out there, Plano, Texas has a new sewing shop, and it's called Sewing Solutions Hub. And it opened its doors this past May at 1900 Preston Road. So if you guys are in that area, check that out. The shop is offering a variety of fabrics, sewing machines, and accessories. They also provide machine repair services and host sewing classes for all skill levels. And this includes beginner-friendly workshops, sit and sew sessions. You can bring your own project work to the group setting, and their website is sewingsolutionshub.com. They've got the full schedule and all the pricing details out there, so check that out. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, let's get to it, because we've got a lot to conquer today. So we can see if we can do this in the hour. So first things first, let's take a look at the quilt that we've been working on. So this is where we are at. If I can drag this over here. Okay. Let's see how I'm going to lay this out. So here we are. Okay, we've got our top border, the sashing. We've got the first row of all of the quilt blocks with the sashing on the side. The next row of just the sashing, and then so on and so forth. And so this is what it's looking like so far. Now, I still need to give it a really good press, and that's going to help soften it up a little bit, because it is quite thick. And I can tell you, it was a challenge for me with my hands, just, holding on to it, making sure that I was hitting all of my marks in the end. It's just that it's so stiff because it is quite bulky that I had a little bit of hard time just, with my hands, just holding it down and stuff and whatnot. But I think once I give it a good press, it's going to be a little bit easier to handle. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. I still need to do the final sashing on the bottom here. So it's missing this row. Let me get my... So I started with the last two that I had. I started to put it together, but eventually this will be the final down here. And then I'll kind of continue all the way down. But again, ran out of the sashing. I have cornerstones. I think I have enough to finish it, but I ran out of the sashing. I need about 3 more. Actually, I need 2 more. I need 2 more sashings. So I was off by 2. Of course, right? So yeah, I think it came out really cute. I think they're really gonna love it. I just want to soften it up. But now I'm kind of looking at the backing and trying to figure out what I want to use for that. The backing and the binding on here. I've got a couple of fabric choices. I'm going to show it to you guys. And if it's only 2 that I pulled out, and if these 2 do not work, then I may have to kind of go out and get something else, because the other ones, I mean, I do have one more that I kind of can use, but I'm not too crazy about it. So we'll see. But in terms of this quilt, like I said, I need to give it a really good pressing. And I kind of remembered that I had this, so I kind of went back, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. So I told you guys you need a clapper in order to press your quilts. Well, I've got 3. I've got 3 here. And these clappers are specifically made for quilting. They've got a little handle here. This is a bundle that comes in 3 different sizes, right? So it's designed for quilt blocks. And so it'll kind of allow you to give you that large space that you need. And it's really nice because once you get it heated up really well, the entire block can be covered. And as you can see here, I can cover a whole block along with the sashing all at once and just kind of hold and press that down. So it will cover that entire area, which is really nice. This one was a combo, but I believe you can get them separated too. I put the link below. It's in our store. So if you're interested, you can check it out. But if I remember right, they're individually. At some point, I think they had it as a combo. I don't see it as a combo anymore, but I can check. I'll have to see if that's still available. Is it the combo that we have, or is it the individuals? I can't remember. It's either the combo or the individuals. I think maybe we have both. But they're out there in the store if you guys are interested. And it's nice because it comes in the 3 different sizes. So you have the smaller one here. And this one's measuring, yeah, this one's about 4 by 4. So it's a smaller one. So when you're dealing with the smaller blocks, that's pretty cool. And it's got the little handle here, so that kind of helps out. And then we have this one, which is the 6 by 6 inch size. So pretty neat. You know, I have the regular clapper, but usually it's just long. And so when you're dealing with these blocks, it's a little bit easier that you don't have to move, you know, the clapper around. You actually have one big block that you can press down with it. Okay. Let's see. Was the quilting part of the design, or is it the backdrop? The quilting on the backdrop of the blocks itself is part of the design. Yes. Yes, that is embroidered on here. So they're applique pieces that we cut with our scan and cut, and then we have the embroidery that went behind that. And the sashing as well is also embroidered. with that. So yeah. Yeah, so really neat. And then, you know, I'm hoping these blocks are going to be helping me to press everything down a little bit easier, because using just the one clapper, you know, it's going to be difficult because it's pretty large pieces that I'm going to be pressing down. So I'm hoping that that kind of helps to keep this a little bit softer once I have that all pressed out. So let me move these over to the side, as they are quite large. See if I can get them out of the way. Alrighty. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that to let you guys know. Let's see. Oh, Krista says, I showed my clappers to an older gentleman in town, and he created multiple sizes and sells them in a local shop. Oh, he does incredible wood toys as well as wood items. Awesome, Krista. Does he have an online presence at all? Let us know, because we'd love to check it out too. That would be awesome if he did. Your first clapper was from Angela Wolf. Awesome. I love her. Yes, I have a picture with her on the last expo that I went to. I saw her there and we took some pictures. She's a blast. Love watching her too. Okay. All right. Good morning, Annette. No, you're not late. You're good. Okay. So, couple other things, because someone in the comments, and I'm sorry if I can't remember who it was right off the bat, but they had talked about using water-soluble thread for the placement line. So remember the sashing here, right? We've got the sashing that we use, and the sashing will have this placement line here. Now, Designs by Juju tells you to use, on my embroidery machine, it was a number 86, which is like a red thread, which would kind of blend in if you're using red. They actually used green. So they basically just wanted it to stand out so you could see where the placement line is. I decided to just use white, but what you could use is this water-soluble thread. And let me show you what that looks like. So I went ahead and I purchased it from Amazon. I only just got one small one. And I think this is going to be probably how I'm going to do the last couple of sashing blocks that I have towards the bottom. I'm going to try to use this, because what this basically is going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the placement line with that thread. And then when you go to line these up, you don't have to worry about if you're not perfectly aligned on here and your white thread shows, because then all you have to do is dab it with a little bit of water and that placement line will disappear because it's water soluble thread. And so if you're off a little bit, it won't show. And that's pretty handy, right? Because I can tell you it was quite tough, and there was a few times I had to seam rip out because just a little bit of the white was showing, and so, you know, for the most part I was able to get it, and there was maybe a couple here and there that I said it wasn't too bad and I was going to leave it. Can't remember where exactly those spots are. It was somewhere on this quilt. I know it was like on a cornerstone somewhere. But anyway, if I use the water-soluble thread, once I'm done, if that little tiny piece is showing, I could just grab a little spray bottle and just kind of dab it a little bit, and that placement line will disappear and not show on the quilt. So isn't that a smarty thing to do, right? So I can't remember exactly who it was that recommended this. So I went ahead and I got one, and I'm going to try it out for this last row that I have to do towards the bottom. So I think it's pretty cool. Remember, don't use it in your bobbin. No, I will not use it on the bobbin. Yeah, I'm actually it's just the placement line. So the placement line is really just, if you think about placement line, what that is on your embroidery machine, it's just telling you where to put down the fabric. And then when you're done with the embroidery part and you're assembling this together, it's really just letting you know where to line it up on the bottom. It just allows you to line up all your lines here on the bottom. That's all it's doing. And so other than that, that's the only real purpose of it, is to help you with the alignment and to actually tell you where to put down your fabric on the hoop. So I think it's going to pretty interesting. I'm going to give it a try and see what happens. I put the link on the Amazon shop as well for you guys on the thread, if in case you guys were interested. Oh, Sue Galvin told you about the thread. Hoop Sisters uses this technique. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Sue. I'm not sure, is Sue on there? I don't see her right off, but I can only see a limited amount of stuff here. But thank you, Sue, if you're there or if you watched the replay. I got your recommendation and I went ahead and got it. So thank you so much. Okay, so that is that piece that I wanted to share here. Okay. Oh, Krista said, I had a friend years ago made her husband a swimsuit using the water-soluble thread. Oh, it was just her around when he went into the pool. Oh my gosh, Krista, that must have been a hoot. Oh no, yeah, you gotta be really careful with the projects that you select to use water-soluble thread. Oh, Sue, there you are. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that's hilarious, Carissa. My God. Gotta be careful with that project. Yeah, it's a great thread to have, but maybe you want to label it. And actually, for storage on this, depending on where you live, you know, the humidity and all of that, you may want to keep this inside a plastic bag. Where to get the water-soluble solution? It's in our Amazon shop, Faker McFake. We put it in our Amazon shop, so just check that out in there. You should be able to find it. But for storage, if you are living in an area that has a lot of moisture, humidity, things like that, you may want to put this in a little plastic baggie, maybe a little Ziploc baggie, because this cannot get wet, right? So if you've got your coffee or something and it spills and it gets on this, that's it. Your thread is gone because it's gonna just, you know, disappear that quick. So yeah, but oh my gosh, Krista, that's hilarious. All righty. Okay, so this is the front. Let me show you two of the fabrics that I have here. And these guys, I got these, you know, as Joann's were going out of business, I snagged a lot of their fabrics. So I've got this one here, which is a red and has a little bit of a design, I guess, a little bit of black in it. And it's the same one that I used for the sleigh in the quilt itself. So on the sleigh here, this is the same fabric, okay? It's this one here. So I'm debating, do I use this as my backing binding, but taking into account that the sashing itself, let me move this over a little bit. Actually, let me take this out because I think this is kind of in my way a little bit. All right, now I can move over some. So the sashing itself is red. And I just red on top of red. I'm not too much of a fan, but it's either going to be red or it's going to be green, or go with like a white, which I really don't want to do for a backing. So I'm debating to do this. And then I thought, well, what if I bring another green, but make it a little fun green? And that's where this one kind of came in. This is a much lighter green, but it's got the fun little polka dots with the red and the black and the white and the blue. And it's like a little polka dot to add a little fun to it. I think would make it look fun on here. It's just going to be the binding, so I'm debating it. Jackie, you suggest the green? Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that green because it's just red on top of red. I just don't know if that'll be enough of a contrast. Or do I go with something else? I've got a red and white polka dot, but I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of it. Or I can just go with a darker green. And I'm not sure if I have enough of that either. What about the green that you started using for the sashing? Let me grab, I have a little slither of that. This is what I was using for the sashing too. Okay, let me see. Let me move this over here. Okay, so this is the green that she's talking about. And that's what we used initially for our sashing. So we could go that route and kind of have that. What do you guys think of that one? Yes, you agree? Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna do something like that. I'm just not 100% sure, since I did cut up a lot of this for the sashing. I'm not sure if I have enough on the backing. I may have to take a little trip, and I believe Hobby Lobby had this one. So I may have to do a little trip over to Hobby Lobby and see if I can get that. But yeah, so we've got this one on here. Let me leave this one here. You like that one, Robin? We've got this one that I thought would be fun, but I think it's more like Grinch type colors, you know? And I've got a panel that's a Grinch panel that I'd like to put up too. The green that I used for the corner squares. Okay, so you're talking about, who was that? Lisa is talking about this one. This is what I used for my corners. So we could do that and just bring that all the way around. So I think everybody's leaning towards the green so far. So which one do you think? Let's see. Number one will be our corner square, the green. Number two will be our Grinch looking fabric with the polka dots. And then number three will be the one that we used for the sashing. Let me know, 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you guys think I should use for this? Let me know in the chat so that I can kind of finalize this, because if I have to make the trip to Hobby Lobby, it's not too bad. I'm pretty sure that they have this one. I think I have enough of the green as well. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, or 3. 3 would be sashing, so I should do it this way. Okay, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. I see 1, I see 3. 1, 3, 3. Okay, it's looking like it's 1 or 3. Okay, I'll have to make a decision between the 1 or the 3, it looks like. 1, 1. Okay, now it's looking like it's the 1. Okay, so if it becomes the 1, I think we're okay. I think I have enough of that. I'll have to just double check that to make sure. You could use number 2 as the backing. Okay. All right. Yeah, this one is, this one is really, it's tough. This one's tough for me. Not sure what I want to do, because I do want it to be something fun in the back, but then again, you know, it's the back. So, and this is going to be used by kids. So, you know, just something fun, but something neat. So let's see. Oh, my hubby put up a poll. Let me know from the poll. Is it 1, 2, or 3? Again, we'll do this again. 1 is going to be the dark green cornerstone. 2 is going to be the polka dots, and then we'll make 3 the fabric that we were using for the sashing. So 1, 2, or 3. Let me know. Just go in the poll and hit that. That way it kind of tells me a little bit easier what you guys like. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Love it. All right. Go ahead and put it on the poll. Just make that selection. All right. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to move on because there's more that I got to show you guys and tell you about. So, couple things. We've got some goodies in the mail. And I'll just kind of put this over to the side. Got some goodies in the mail that I wanted to show you. We talked about the sim thread that I'm using. And let me see if I can kind of move this box. I can get this out of the way here. Okay. Limited space, guys. Limited space. All right. So we talked about the sim thread, and I was able to get, we've got the regular size threads that I get from sim thread, and these are small ones, and I was running out of the colors as I was working on the project. So I went ahead and ordered some larger ones. And so these are the larger sim thread colors that you can get here. Here's one. This one is like a silver color. It's number 5, which is a silver. And I've got all kinds of other colors that I was able to get, like the reds. I did get just the ones that I use a lot. I just ordered a couple of the large ones for that. And that was just to kind of replenish. I also got some huggers that they threw in here as well, which is pretty neat because I use these a lot. Don't know if you guys use them. I use them for several different things, not only to just wrap around my threads to kind of keep them in order. I also use them sometimes when I'm doing baby onesies on the hoop, and they kind of hold some pieces in place because, you know, I sometimes have to kind of really stretch it to get it in there and get it embroidered. And sometimes these help out as well to kind of keep the fabric out of the way so that the embroidery can be done on the baby onesies, because you got such a really small space that you're working on. So yeah. Oh, Heidi says, oh, have their black and whites. It's nice thread. It is really nice thread. Did you get to pick, or was it like a sampler pack? No, I actually picked them out, Cindy, because I just kind of took an inventory of the ones that I was running really low on. And so I just got the ones that I typically use all the time. I did get some greens on here. Mostly was like, I got the Christmas colors because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of projects for Christmas. And the reds and the greens go like crazy. Got some silver as well. But pretty much, you know, all the colors that I typically use and I was running low on, that's all I did. I just refilled what I needed. I didn't want to overbuy. I just bought what I needed. And so I like that I was able to kind of pick them out, because sometimes they do just have those sampler boxes and you kind of don't have a choice on some of those. Like the ones that I got that were the small ones were the sampler kind of boxes, and it has a little bit of everything. So I've already replenished on that, but these I just really use a lot. So I went ahead and put that here. Are they linked below? I don't think they are, but I can get a link for you. I don't remember doing one, but we can get one out for you. So no worries on that. Just check back in a little bit and we'll have one for you. It was on the Sim Thread website is where I went to get these. So that is the thread. Let me set these down here just before I can figure out where I'm going to put these away. And then I got a box from the Fat Quarter Shop. So yay. Hobby has, oh, I guess it's Hobby Lobby has a red and green plaid on sale that might work. Really, Barbara? Red and green plaid. Well, I may just head my way over there to check to see what they have. They usually put their fabrics on sale every once in a while, and so I usually wait for that. What's the weight on the thread? It's a 60 weight. It's a 60 weight thread. But they do have other weights on there too. It's just the one that I use mostly, so that's what I bought. Okay, so let's look at this now. We've got our Fat Quarter Shop and did a little bit of shopping on the sale that they had. So I was able to pick up a couple of things that I had been eyeing for quite some time. Let's see. Okay. So guys, make it official. Which one is it going to be? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know in the poll. I think we've got about 30 votes on there. Is what it's saying, but go ahead and let us know on there, because I'm going to use that to help make my decision, and then head over to Hobby Lobby and see if I need to replenish any of that. Someone mentioned that they're 30% off this week. Oh, awesome, Heidi. Yay. Okay, that's the sale I'm waiting for. There usually is about 30, sometimes I even see 40% on the fabrics. And if they have it this week, then they won't have it again for another couple of weeks. So this is the week to go in and grab anything you want to grab, because then it won't go on sale, and then it'll go back on sale again. So grab the discounts whenever you can get it. All right. So Fat Quarter Shop, they've got the Jolly Bar books. They had the whole collection of them on sale, and I was able to pick those up. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3 books that they packaged together here. Oops, sorry guys. So you got 3 books. They're the Jolly Bar books. These are awesome. They've got, and let me try to open this up for you, because I haven't even had time to open it yet. If I can get them open. There we go. Okay, so these Jolly Bar books are really a lot of fun, and I'll put them over here so you guys can see. There's different volumes. This is volume 1, and they have, whoops, here we go. Just flip through on here. They have all kinds of really neat things that you can make, all kinds of different quilts that you can use a Jolly Bar to do. Now that is it's kind of like Fat Quarter. It's a fabric cut that specifically was made by Riley Blake, and this is just, you know, really neat. They've got all kinds of different ones on here. Autumn Star Quilt. They've got really great directions. I like how they use the colors and the directions to really showcase the instructions. So the instructions are nice and clear, and they've got some helpful tips along the way. And so there's all kinds of things that you can make with these cuts of fabric bundles that you can pick up. And so I was just kind of always wanting to get these. I think they came out, was it last year? But I didn't get them right away. They were pricey. So I waited a little bit, and now I've got a whole bunch of them. I got the collection. So this is volume 2, and they do all kinds of really nice techniques that you can pick up from here as well. So, you know, I love my books. So I love to kind of get these and go through them and see what I can pick up from them. Sometimes I'll just read through them just to pick up the techniques even, but they're really great. And here's volume 3. I'm just kind of thumbing through it here. Really, really nice. Amazing what you can do with all kinds of different shapes. Then we've got volume 4. and volume 5. It's actually, it was 5 books, not 3. It's 5 that was in the pack. And so you've got the table of contents, and you have all the different ones that you can make. So a lot of fun, a good way to practice techniques and things like that. And, you know, pick up just a few pointers on here. And then here is volume 5. This is the last one. And there's 20 Jolly Bar quilts on here. I think every book has about 20 that you can make. So plenty to keep you busy here. And some of these, they look complex, but when you break it down, it's really not too bad. It's just a matter of practice, 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 right? And so, of course, table of contents here will show you all the ones that you can make here. I think that one is just gorgeous down here. It's called the Just Patchy Quilt. Just may check that one out. So, yeah, so 5 different books here. This is the Jolly Bar collection that they have here. What was the name of the thread? You missed it. It's Sim Thread. It's Sim Thread is the name. I had a box here because I did have that one. Let me grab it. This is the collection that you can get. These are the smaller ones. So this is the Sim Thread here. It's a little bit shiny because it's packaged, but this is what you can get. They come in these small spools, or you can go ahead and get the larger spools like the one I showed earlier. So you can get the small ones or you can get the larger ones. And the small ones, the link is below. It's also in our shop. That's in our Amazon shop. And then the larger ones as well, we'll get those out to you guys. Okay, so that was the Jolly Bar book, and I thought that was really nice. Let's see here if I see. So Jolly Bars, what size is the Jolly Bar? It's a 5 by 10 inch pre-cut that you can get. And usually you can cut it out yourself. Obviously, if you have extra fabric, just cut out 5 by 10, or you can buy the pre-cuts. And those pre-cuts are good to make any project in these Jolly Bar books. And I think those are really nice. Yeah, 5 by 10. Yes, 5 by 10. Awesome. Okay, so those are the books. And then, of course, I had one more kit that I was able to get. And gosh, I'm getting boxes all over the place here. So here's another kit. Now, open this one up. Comes in a really pretty box. Of course, Christmas related, right? Yay. It is Christmas in July, right? This is why we got to get these things done. So I'm going to slide this off here. And this is called A Little Christmas. And it's a table runner kit. And this is by Riley Blake. So you've got really pretty box. It's got the Riley Blake logo on it. You can barely see it because it's kind of the same color, but yeah. And then once you open that up, we've got our pretty fabric, and the pattern comes with it as well. And here's the pattern. Okay, so this is A Little Christmas. It's a table runner as well as a pillow pattern. So it's giving you both. Really pretty. I think it's going to be really nice for Christmas. And I love that it has the little matching pillow to go with it. So you can kind of put that on your couch. I think my mom would really love this. So I would like to make this for her for Christmas. She would really like that. So I think it's very, very pretty. And it doesn't seem like it's too difficult to make. A lot of the cuts here are pretty simple. A lot of half squares, a lot of cutting and kind of keeping the base shape the same. But let's take a look at the fabrics themselves, and we'll see what we got here. See if I can open this up. All righty. It doesn't look like it's too many different ones. So let's see here. We've got this one right here. And this looks like it's going to be part of the background. So it's giving you, let me see if it says it on here. The pillow size is 20 by 20 and the table runner size is 18 by 60. So not too bad here. So we've got a really pretty one here. It's got like a little bit of a silver tone here with some sparkles on there. And then we have this really pretty green, very Christmassy, cute. Love that. That's going to add a lot of color popping there. And then we have a really pretty plaid. Plaid kind of scares me. It's very pretty. I love the colors on it. But for me, it's a little scary when I see plaid because sewing with plaid is just, I don't know. It's something about it, you know, the way it lines up or doesn't line up, I should say, sometimes. And that kind of worries me sometimes. But I think it's really pretty. It's a pretty color. And then we've got the last one here, which are some berries. So it's a little light gray with some berries on here. So a very nice mix of colors. I like the palette. It's going to look really great. And I think it's going to make a really nice little runner on here. Whoop, there we go. So really, really cute. I love the binding that they picked for the pillow. Right? You can see the little binding on here. You guys see that? Isn't that cute? I like how it kind of goes around it. Almost from far away makes it look like it's a little bit of a lace thing here. But really cute. So really, really neat on that. So that was my little purchase that I've done. And then I've got one more thing. We talked about organizing fabrics. And I did get some more comic boards to kind of do that. And I want to kind of reorganize a little bit here. But I also was looking at the comic boards, and there's just something about comic boards that I'm not a fan of. I'll do this part later. And that's that, you know, they're very flimsy. And so sometimes this heavy fabric on the comic board doesn't really kind of hold it right. So what I ended up doing is I purchased a roll of craft foam. And it's just a 2mm foam. And I'll show you, let me show you this side. It's a little easier to see. So you can see here, it's not terribly thick. It's only 2mm in thickness. But it's just enough where I can just kind of take a comic board, put a little bit of glue on here, and then add the foam to the back of it. Excuse me. And then put another comic board on top, kind of making it like a sandwich to kind of reinforce it and make it a little bit stiffer, so that you could see it. And the foam here, this is the craft foam. Just got it off of Amazon, guys. This is what it is. It's just crafting foam. And I'm going to try that out just to make this comic board a little bit stiffer so it can handle a little bit more of the fabrics on here. Because I think anything about 2 yards, 3 yards, I can put on here, but it's just too flimsy. I'm just not liking that. So I don't know if you guys have ever done any of that. I mean, you can get foam board from the Dollar Tree, but they're like $1.25 now, right? And you only get the one board, and I can maybe get 3 out of there if I cut it really carefully, right? And I just don't think that's going to be economically feasible because I'll have to buy a bunch of them. So I went with the comic boards, and then I thought, well, if I put foam in between, this foam, I should be able to do several of them, and I didn't get too much of it because I just want to test it out first to see how that works. So can you embroider on crafting foam? Sure, absolutely. This is, it is not a, it's 2 millimeters on here. Now, if you get something that's incredibly thick, yeah, you may run into some issues, but this one's only 2 millimeters. So yeah, you can, but I'm going to be using this in between the boards. It's going to be like a little sandwich here just to make it a little bit stiffer. So I don't know if any of you have any suggestions in terms of fabric storage besides the comic boards, just making these a little bit tougher. Again, if I have the larger bolts, you know, I'll keep the ones that they come wrapped in from the store. So I'll go ahead and keep these for my larger yardage. But for the smaller yardage, I'm going to go ahead and just try to use the comic boards and just kind of reinforce it a little bit better, just so it holds it a little better. And then I can kind of store those smaller fabrics over here, and I'm going to kind of rearrange all of my yarn. So that's what I've been up to here. A little bit of a mess here, but this is everything that we have. It would be fun to see Nancy shop at the Dollar Tree. Oh yes, Cindy. That's always fun. And you know, you gotta always, when you go to the places like the Dollar Tree, you when you see something, you don't just look at it for what it's intended to do, right? You always have to look at things and say, oh, I could do this with it and I could do that with it, right? Sandy says, I have kept my fabrics on comic boards and the fabric makes the board to be able to stand up nicely in the bookshelves. Yeah, I want that reinforcement. So yeah, we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to test it out. We'll see what happens. Foam core at the Dollar Tree is not acid free, so not good for long-term storage. That's a good point, Krissa. Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very good point on that. And I'll have to check that out. Sandy says no extra strengthening needed for the boards, and I have kept up to 6 yards, nothing less than a yard. Okay. Okay, so I'm hoping so, because it just looks so flimsy to me. It's kind of bothering me that it looks flimsy, but I guess once I get into it and I have a few rolled up, I'll be happier. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, we're getting low on the time. Let's go ahead and move over to our inspirational quote of the day so I can give that to you guys. Alrighty, today's quote of the day is, celebrate every milestone reached, knowing the final reveal will be even more fulfilling. And that's definitely what we have going on here, because we've got our little quilt that we're celebrating. We've got most of it done and we're towards that tail end. So we got to celebrate that milestone, right? We've got this all assembled. We just have that very last part to do. So lots and lots of fun on that. I'm going to finish this up tonight. Hopefully have the backing and binding all picked out, and then that's it. We'll be done with this quilt and we can move on to our next project. Alrighty, so official, we've got our 50% is saying number 1, and then number 3, 32%, and number 2, 17%. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys for those that voted. Thank you very much. Alrighty, we've got Power Tools with Threads coming up for those of you who like to continue to watch all kinds of crafting channels, and she's amazing. If you haven't watched her, please do so and support other YouTubers out there. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to be crafting with you soon. Bye, everyone.
So long for now, so long. Glad you stayed a while. Hope you liked my crafting style. Hope I left you with a smile. By now, keep your mind and space clutter free. Hope your day craft once again.